mellifluous sounds of bubbles. Welcome to Gallant Chronicles. It is great to be back here with Ashlyn Komorick this day. How are you, Ashlyn?
I'm well. How are you, James?
I'm quite well, thank you. We'll talk more. Remind me, please, to talk more about Wednesday Night Live at the Ganny, which takes place on that other island, which I'm reminded that we have a guest today.
Yeah, what victim have you brought to our podcast?
None other than Wayne Kresser, the ultimate flash fiction author, here today to flash us regularly. Are you prepared to be flashed?
Isn't this a PG podcast?
No, it never is. I'm here with Wayne Kresser. Wayne, welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Well, I'm not going to have you.
Well, I didn't mean that, even metaphorically. I didn't mean that at any levels. Thanks for letting me. But
you are going to flash us, so there's this intonation. There might be some sexual contact. It's not going to happen.
Sure. We're going to keep that out of.
We got to keep that out of the room. Yeah.
Right.
It's a very small room. It's very warm.
Yeah. It could get hot.
Good.
You know what I'm saying?
Definitely hot.
We don't need anything that will rise the temperature in here or raise the temperature in here.
True. The temperature has been raised. And we talk about the temperature regularly here. And those in Idaho just probably don't understand how we are experiencing extreme heat in this. Oftentimes it's worse than today.
It's way worse than today.
Yeah.
Okay,
it's T-shirt weather.
Yeah, it's T-shirt, perpetual T-shirt and shorts.
There are days in the summer where it's like no clothes weather in here.
You can hear the dripping. So we're welcoming you in the long. This is the long form welcome.
Just as long as it's not flop sweat that you can hear.
Oh, flop sweat! You got it all here. Flop sweat, yes. Ass crack sweat, the whole sweat scene here on Gallant Chronicles. But I mentioned flash fiction, and I'm excited.
I think you need to explain to our listening audience what flash fiction is.
Well, I will. I won't, actually, because I have an idea what it is.
Yeah.
But I know Wayne has a better understanding of it. And we talked just briefly on the way in, and you used a different phrase to refer to it. And then later on, we talked about our friend Charles Kell.
Yeah.
And Charles, he's a poet, and he mentioned that he calls it texts.
Yeah, text. Yeah.
Oh, text.
Well, no, he pluralizes it.
Pluralizes
I write more than one.
Okay.
But when Charles was reviewing them for the Ocean State Review, he was referring to them via email as your texts, which I thought was really interesting.
Yes, because
all right,
this.
So texts as in like texting on my phone or?
No, written text.
Okay, written text.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like any text.
Because there are people who have written whole novels on their phones.
That's true.
And you could consider an entire novel text.
Of course. Yes.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, lots of
things.
So
I think Kel might be in error here because it's something more than that. What is it?
Well, flash fiction as a term by itself, standing alone, is just like the flavor of the month term for something that's been around in the short story form for a very long time. People call them sketches, vignettes, even prose poems. Right?
Yes.
And then, as you've observed...
I do a lot of prose poems.
Some of my things sound like prose poems, and they originally started as poems, and then I didn't like them as poems, so I turned them into prose, and then tinkered and tinkered and tinkered, and came up with some kind of narrative line. And that, to me, is what defines what I would call flash fiction. It's a compressed narrative. It has all the story elements. It has conflict. It has characters. It has a setting, a point of view, theme, maybe multiple themes. But it's tough to stick more than one main theme into 1,000 words or less, and that's how I define the length.
I started out recently writing one. I think I may have shared it with you, but I know I shared it with the public. It was a story about this little girl who was on a field trip. It was very compressed, 600 words. Is that?
I know that one.
You know that one?
Yeah.
And she envisioned something in a painting.
Triptych.
Triptych. Oh, wow.
Good
Boy,
recall.
nobody ever remembers anything I've written, particularly by name.
Oh, that was impressive. I
Thank
liked
you.
it. Yeah.
It was all motivated by you. However, I started out saying, I'm going to write something very funny because you write very funny stuff, you know. Well, I'm setting you up now. However,
I hope I don't
I think
bomb.
it's funny. It's funny to me, okay? So, but I don't think that you will bomb. I'm pretty sure you won't.
I bombed in better places.
It's true, with a lot less sweat.
I meant to say worse places, but
But the truth came out.
Freudian slip.
But there's some beautiful humor in the stuff you do, and I've always appreciated that about your work, and it makes me want to read your stuff more than once because it's so dense that I have to read it twice. Sometimes I do because I have that kind of brain because I get distracted maybe, but it's not your fault. That's my fault. But on that topic, I'm reading it twice because I like it so much. You know, I'm
That's
reading
nice
that
to
stuff.
hear.
You know,
Yeah.
and you wrote 2 works that I've read, and the Book of Norman, which it's just a funny. It's funny in itself, right? The name,
The title, yeah.
The title.
Well, I was playing with, the Book of Mormon, so.
of course,
Yeah.
and I really liked the humor in that right away. So you're starting off with a little bit of fun. So that's not all you do, though, right? I've heard some of your poetry. It's very good.
Yeah, I write poetry. I write scripts for my own radio show. I have to generate 8 to 10 pages a week for that.
Oh, you have a radio show. You spend time in front of a microphone. I
Notice-
saw that when you put on your muffs there, your ear gear, you had a certain flair to the way you put it on.
Yeah.
So this guy might be professional.
You need that in radio.
Everything sounds better through these.
True. And the audience cannot see anything we're doing here, so that's always needs to be described. At this time, could you please describe what it is that you're doing over there at WRIU, which is the University of Rhode Island for those in Idaho?
Yeah. Well, I am doing a radio program on Sunday nights from 6 to 8 p.m., and you can stream it at WRIU.org or listen to it at 90.3 FM.
And I understand there's
so.
some construction that's taking place. They're going to expand your range.
Okay.
They're putting up a tower or something,
Yeah.
and Trump hasn't cut that yet?
No. This is state money. So, and allocated before the last election, but bids went out.
Oh, sure.
These things are
It's
grindingly slow.
but once it's in, it's pressing.
But
it has a stamp. It has the melted wax, all that.
and many signatures, many sign-offs there. But the transmitter and tower have been taken to the site, and now they're being constructed. They're being set up.
Are they being introduced to the community?
No,
Is it the same site as the old one?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Where is it? I don't even know.
Oh, some road.
It's in a high.
Some
it's in a
road.
high place,
Some road
right?
somewhere.
It's will be grounded on Earth.
Is it over near? It's not near the tower.
I think it's near the Kingston campus somewhere. It's not far from there.
Well, it is on the hill. True, that makes sense.
Yeah, but somebody texted me recently with the road name, but it's gone on in my head. But I should say that it's advancing. It's getting far along enough that people are getting really excited about having our signal back, having our your car radio signal back, so that we can be heard in like 3 states.
It's
on
going
any
to, I
day.
mean, aside from replacing the one that was non-functional, it will have even more range than the old one.
I think we'll have more range, yeah. And it will be brandy new. So very exciting. I hope by the time I do my Christmas show, I hope it is in full operation.
Where is the broadcast center?
It is a 3rd floor of the Memorial Union at URI. Yeah.
Good. Can you smell the French fries?
No.
No?
I should say that my show.
Yeah, tell us about your show.
Because I was going to just talk a little bit about that. It is film and television music, original scores and songs to be distinguished from soundtrack music, which is different. It can be the same, but it is often very different.
Do you have an example?
Well, let's take a movie like any Scorsese movie. He will use both someone to score the movie, that is to do the background cues and to provide sometimes symphonic music or orchestral music to move scenes along, and then he will supplement that with pop songs. Right? I mean,
so that's the background.
That's the background. That's an iconic background
Yes.
sound, and that is the work of a composer named Ennio Morricone. Right?
I knew that.
Yeah. He did all those spaghetti
westerns.
Yeah.
Oh, Morricone.
He did. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da.
Oh, yeah,
That one.
that's the one.
Yeah.
It sounds like it could be Italian, but it's not. It's more like, it sounds like
Like
it's
Western.
Western,
I can
Yeah.
play that on the ukulele.
Mexican
That's
border
great.
area.
You should do that.
Very good.
So what's the format? So if there's 2 hours in your show, like give us a breakdown.
Thematic. Yeah, I mean,
Like, do you just pick a movie, or
no, I
is it
go
more
with themes. This past week I did Latin cinema, and the week before I did Cities of the Cinematic World, and the week before I did a composer. I did Sammy Kahn. So, I vary between iconic composers, scores, and thematically driven shows.
So is it like any other music-based show on RIU? I mean, you give a little
Right.
intro, maybe a little talk about the piece, and then
I feel like, I was an educator for such a long time, and one of the courses I taught was a course called Literature into Film. And that's how I got into film music, by teaching that course. And I can't seem to bring myself to leave the academic out of the announcing,
But I think that's good because people learn a little bit,
Yeah.
aside from just, I really like that piece, but you learned something about it.
Well,
Yeah.
you know what's true, too, is you learn something, and you're doing all the research, right? I assume?
Yeah. Well, Wikipedia helps, but yeah.
True. We don't often do, and also, do you use AI?
Yeah, I was just going to say,
No.
are you?
Good. Okay.
Oh.
Now, do you,
How do we know that AI is not writing Wikipedia pieces now?
I don't know if we know that conclusively.
I'm going to look
they
into
are.
that.
They're writing them very quickly. Let's just say that.
Well, when they asked me to write one, I said, AI, I don't want to. So, sorry.
So if we look at it now, you mentioned like background music, which I gave an example of, right?
Mhm.
And you gave the name of the dude, and I've already forgotten his name. Is
Ennio Morricone.
Morricone.
and Morricone. Thank you.
Who died not that long ago, 2-3 years ago?
Yeah, he scored the Hateful Eight for Tarantino.
Ooh,
Yeah, and
Oh,
that was
that's
the
rough.
last thing he did.
rough movie.
Yeah, but he got Oscar nominated for that. So,
On the other hand, you're really focusing on the other songs. Is that correct? The
original songs written for
original
films.
songs from films. So you focus on both, but you
I just have to,
prioritize the
Yeah, I play with it. I
Okay.
mean, I'll give you
love story. Give me something there, right? So there's a song there for love story
Yeah,
that went on
I
from you.
I love that composer. He's a guy named Jarre. He's French. And he's done wonderful. He did Dr. Zhivago. He did Is Paris Burning? He did Jarre do? I think he did Lawrence of Arabia too. So I mean, the great stuff. But I have no interest in love story. I mean, where do I begin? That's a
yes.
song. But I've never.
So you were going to give us an example. So
Oh, an example. What was that? Where was I?
you were going to give us an example of a piece of music that was written for it and not the
Oh,
background.
no. Okay, no.
No, that's not what you were
but
going.
I
Okay.
was going to give you an example of something, but thanks for reminding me. Yeah, I mean, I probably would not have the appreciation I have for the American songbook now that I have now if I didn't get into this show. If I didn't start discovering, like, and I knew the names of these songwriters and composers: Cole Porter, Irving Berlin, Sammy Kahn, Gus Kahn, Harold Arlen, the great Johnny Mercer. I knew their names, but I didn't really know that they were so active in writing for Hollywood movies. And that's just been a blessing. I mean, I'm so happy whenever I get to break one of those guys out.
Mm. And when you say break out, you mean
Do a whole
exposed
show.
to the world.
Yeah.
I'm very intrigued. I'm going to listen to your show. When is it each week?
Sunday night, 6 to 8 p.m.
And so, what do you or did you? I don't know if you're retired. Do to pay the bills before you
I
were
was
a
a
roadie?
college professor.
Okay.
Yeah.
At URI.
Yeah. No, not URI. Well, yes, I was at URI. No, I was at Dean College in Massachusetts.
And what did you teach?
I taught English literature and creative writing, fiction. I can't say it. You got me going now.
Flash fiction.
There you go. Fiction concentration in the creative writing.
Uh-huh.
So if I were to ask you this question about Dean College, is now Dean University?
No, it was Dean Junior College when I started.
That's what it is. Yeah. Okay.
And it was primarily a 2-year college. By the time I left, it had transitioned to a mostly 4-year college, and it's now called Dean College.
Nice.
And, yeah, they added, I think, like 8 baccalaureate programs while I was there, mostly in the performing arts.
Is that near Pine Manor?
I don't know exactly where Pine Manor is, but it's in Franklin, Massachusetts.
Oh, Franklin, right over the border.
Well, not quite, no.
No, it's over the border of Rhode Island.
Yeah, if you go, like, through Woonsocket.
At some point, Massachusetts is over the border from Rhode Island.
If you go Woonsocket, Bellingham way, I guess,
You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right, Jay. You can say it. It's okay. No one else does.
Jay is always right.
No, that's inaccurate. I live by the code of not right and Google me regularly. So what's this flash fiction again? Let's just, before you hit us with one in a minute.
Very compressed narratives that tell full stories.
Wow, people must be excited to hear now after all this discussion.
I'm excited. I'm waiting for you to
Do we need
stop
to
talking
talk
so
about
that
anything?
Wayne can
Yeah, right.
read us.
Let's just hear one.
Okay. Well, what do we got?
Flash fiction from the book.
Oh, this is from the first book. This is a chapbook published by the Journal of Arts and Letters called Open Journal of Arts and Letters. And they published this. They'd been publishing me online. And I suggested that we might do a book. And they said, yeah, let's. So they did this one.
Can I ask you to put the microphone just slightly closer
Okay.
than it has been to this point?
How's that?
It's much better.
Okay. So I will read you this one, which, just as a little aside, a video of this mellifluously, I can't say the word, magnificently voiced by this English woman named Hermione what? Now her name is slipping my mind. I'll get back to you on that
It's
one.
worth the Google.
But no, you go to YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
You put in "At the End of the Millennium,"
Okay.
Wayne Cresser, and this video comes up. And with her reading, Hermione is reading over these beautiful slideshow of these beautiful paintings.
Yes.
And I didn't know anything about it. I mean,
You just Googled yourself and there it was?
Yeah, I mean, kind of like that.
That's
yeah.
kind of exciting, right?
It's worth the
means
Google.
you're famous.
Now, question on that topic. Now, you did not give this woman permission to do this, correct?
Well, I gave the journal
carte
permission,
blanche.
to publish it, and they tap writers and actors and voice people to read these in little YouTube videos.
Wow, that's fantastic.
Yeah, it was cool. It was
You're
really
giving
cool.
James ideas.
Because I've always been afraid of using other people's work because they may not be flattered, and they may be looking for some buckos.
Oh, I thought you were going to get somebody else to read one of your pieces.
Oh, that would be
I'd do
good.
that.
I'd love it if he did.
Yeah, I'd do that. But they didn't contact me
Or you.
beforehand, and then I sent a nice thanks so much to you and
Nice.
to Hermione, and I put it on my website.
I
So-
think I know who you're talking about.
So she has this just great voice. Anyway, so
Mellifluous.
this is called but put an ly on that. And let me hear you say it.
Mellifluously.
Whoa, I can't do it. I can't.
That's a
wrap-
tongue twister.
That is. All right, maybe this one is not. At the end of the millennium, I should have taken more care with our sacred texts, yours and mine, which after months of brooding on the matter, I recorded as a list of promises. When the floods came, pages of these promises were tossed into different boxes and shuffled through a chain of slippery relations until by accident some of them reached you. And off to the island they went, which ones I do not know. Surely they are castaways now, and although I cannot see them, I hear them chattering when I put my ear to the sea. And surely I investigated, sounding the racket for parts that went a-missin'. I took extraordinary steps, too. I talked to experts on late-night talk radio, third-eye seers, tea-leaf readers, cosmic betties. From them, I learned many things. For instance, saying abracadabra can cure hay fever. George Bernard Shaw did not care for the work of William Shakespeare. And at any given time, there are about 200 religious causes in these United States. Now, 201. Later in a dream, your mother came to me. She kissed me on the forehead and brought me to the place where some of the words were drowned, but she was short on time. I am just the compass, my dear. I can point you in the direction, but you're the one who must get wet. On the ferry crossing the sound that separates island from mainland, I sit in the early winter cabin. I consider the gear I'll need to fathom the depths of which all of these blameless mysteries have tumbled, and I shiver. Tears followed them, I'm guessing. I can't imagine that they did not leave a trail.
Very poetry-like piece. Yes.
Nice.
Very, very nice. Very nice piece. There's a lot of little moments.
I can see why you need to read it more than once.
Yes.
Because there's the surface and then there's what's going on underneath.
Absolutely.
It's
and there's
like a movie you can
density
watch
to it.
over and over again.
It's nice to hear.
What's your favorite line in the piece?
I
See if it was mine.
I really like this one.
In that particular piece, though.
At any given time, there are about 200 religious causes in these United States.
Yeah.
Now 201.
No, 201. Yeah. So I was restraining laughter as I was listening. This wasn't as funny as some of the other ones that I've listened to. However, we're going to get to some of those later. But the title of the book?
This one, it's called Here Comes Herodotus Again.
Please explain. I happen to know the story behind this, but could you explain your experience as a child?
Okay, I will get to that, but I have a confession to make, okay? I don't like the title of the chapbook. I like the title of that story in the chapbook, but I wish that I had called the chapbook Swift Mementos. That's what I should have called it. But by the time that came to me, it was too late. So
It's already published.
yeah, it was already there.
When you republish it.
Yeah, Swift Mementos, because that's what they are.
Because
these stories.
So that every time someone Googled Swift, they'd see your stuff.
Yeah.
She's pretty popular.
Oh, that's a good
That
idea.
is great. Now, why didn't I think of that as a market?
That's what I thought you meant.
Employ? No.
Oh, no.
No, because I think of flash fiction, swift mementos, like they happen fast. But anyway, what was the question? You had a question.
He wanted to know what the title was and what's
Yeah,
the
story
relevance
behind
of it.
Oh, the story
So
behind
the story, tell me the story behind your favorite chapter. Not the title.
it. Okay.
Which is the favorite chapter was the Herodotus one, I presume.
Well, same thing.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. So,
Okay.
yeah, it is my favorite story in there, and one of the few stories I carried over into the book of Norman. I carried 3 pieces from this chapbook because nobody read it. I mean, nobody saw it.
Well, not nobody. I read it.
There were some people. I mean, but it didn't get a big audience. It didn't grab a big audience. But and I thought those stories were Norman Winter's stories, so I carried them over into the Book of Norman. But yeah, Herodotus is about it's about a young man who has a secret that he's not very good at concealing, and his overly sensory affected father, who just can't stand the slightest noise when he's reading, which he's doing a lot in this boy's life. He's sitting in the living room reading the histories of Herodotus.
Which is funny in itself.
And when father gets too upset, he hurls the book.
He hurls the book at him.
So,
now, did this happen in your life?
No, my father was capable of it, but he didn't do it.
Okay. I love it.
Yeah.
So fun. We're going to have some more fun with more of this.
Okay.
All right.
I want to listen to you guys for a while.
Well, we're going to do a little... well, let's just back up a little bit. How was everything your weekend and all that business? You didn't call me again for, a hike or something. But we went on a hike.
Oh, 2 weekends ago, you were going to ride your bike up to Bristol, but I decided to go camping.
Yes, but then you thought you might be back and you were going to get back to me on that, but you never did. Maybe you didn't get back.
I said if we were available at before 12, because you said you were leaving at noon.
Right. Did you kayak?
Yes.
Out to which particular island off the coast of Katunkwit did you?
Aquidneck.
So that was an island that you hadn't camped
hadn't
upon?
camped on yet.
Did you go to a proper campground? Did you just do it on the beach again? And I say do it. I don't know what's going on between you and Stuart.
Yes. No, we did not. I don't.
Was it yes or was it no?
I'm sure there are campgrounds. I can't even tell you where they are. No, we camped. We just.
You rogued it.
Yes.
Did you find anything this is one of the goals, one of many goals that this young woman has, and her, I think he's willing husband, Stuart, but I think Ricky likes it too.
Oh, Ricky's more gung ho, but Stuart goes along.
Now Ricky is Stuart's alter ego.
Yes.
Oh.
So,
explain.
Oh, they're two same people. It's the same person, and Stuart is Ashland's husband.
Mm-hmm.
The one that got the name on the ticket and everything. However,
when he's a little more, loose and crazy, then he turns into Ricky.
That's it.
And Ricky likes to camp.
Ricky likes to do anything.
Yeah, he's up for a lot of shit. I mean, he goes...
Can you say that on the radio?
Yeah.
This isn't the radio.
This isn't the radio.
Why didn't I think it was the radio? I didn't.
It seems like a radio station, but
it does.
It's not.
It feels like radio, but it isn't.
It is, it's looser than that. So, yeah, we don't say a lot of negative words there, but sometimes...
So I can read my dirty story.
Yeah, you certainly can. We don't need to clean anything up. Stay with that, though. You went out to the Aquidneck. Where on Aquidneck?
Yeah, it's a big island.
Fort Adams.
No kidding. Fort Adams.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you were pushing the envelope because when I think not right out in the main fair where they have
Did you get in the parade grounds? Did you get inside?
No, we chose not to go. That would have been difficult because we're lugging stuff, we're kayak camping. We're not backpacking in the mountains, so we still lug a lot of gear with us.
So the idea is to kayak to every island in Narragansett Bay, which there are many, and and I'm sure Ashland has the total number.
And do guerrilla camping?
And do guerrilla camping.
I'm now showing Wayne a picture.
And there was a big ooh, but it was off mic.
And they were okay with this? They didn't notice.
It was dark.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm looking at a picture
cool.
of Fort Adams, the real Fort Adams, with beautiful image of green through the
completely.
Yeah, I mean, we're just along the very southern part of the fort, so pretty far away from the area that...
You know, they used to let you swim off there during the...
Folk Fest.
Yeah.
And now it's like, oh,
So
liabilities.
cordoned off everything, but...
Let's just make everybody suffer in the heat.
You got yourself a good case of poison ivy, I presume, from being over in that there area with all the goddamn poison ivy?
That's not the poison ivy. It was nicely mowed there. We were actually going to camp further south. There's a flat little spot near the beach that we landed at, but it's also the entrance. There's a little path into the woods there that the fishermen use to go to the bathroom. So we were so we walked and found this flat spot right along the side of the wall of the fort.
Fire it up.
I mean, what's the worst that can happen? Somebody comes along and says, hey, wake up, you can't be here, and then we leave.
And budgets are so tight now. There aren't any rangers out there.
They're not around.
I should have waited till the government shut down, and then there would have been absolutely no
one, right?
reason to worry.
Yeah, but...
So Stuart worries, though. He didn't sleep that well.
Oh, no. Oh, I'm sure he does, because he has, connections with that stuff. And what were you going to say, young man? To my right.
No, it went out.
You seem to be. It seemed to be so excited.
The light went out.
Well, that's all fun. Let's see some fanfare. Mix those waves with those bubbles. Oh, I'm feeling all loose and nice and great. So when things go out of the brain, we move on to the next thing. Discussion of what the story was about. We've done that. We enjoyed that. The great first opening story. There's more to come. Excited about that. And discussion about, we just discussed how Ashland and Stewart dissed myself and Eva this last weekend and did not provide some opportunity to recreate together. And I realize we're not on that level. We can't hang, give yourself a few years when you get to my age, and then maybe you won't.
Are you going to come to the next bike jam?
Maybe you can come with us to the poetry thing. No, the Poe walk. We're going on the Poe walk. Then we're going to go do we're going to do some protesting in Providence.
Oh, on Saturday.
Yeah. So maybe you can do that.
Well, we will be protesting.
Have you?
As will we.
Oh yes, and the Poe walk is something else apparently.
Yeah, this is a guided walk.
Yeah, Edgar Allan Poe. Guided walk.
You weren't being cute about poetry. You weren't trying to shorten it up there.
At first, I wondered.
Yeah, me too.
Edgar Allan Poe lived in
in
Providence because he had a fling there with a woman.
Benefit Street.
Yeah, I guess it was more than a fling. Somebody that he really cared quite a bit about.
Yeah.
And he did a lot of writing while he was in town, and he was on Benefit Street. And then now...
I remember it didn't work out.
It did not.
It did not. And we all benefit from his presence, having been here in Providence, particularly the person that's doing the
walking
program,
tour.
the walking tour. All right, so there's something new here. We have something called Katunkwit Flash News, and we're going to give it a flash. These are all in honor of our Flash friend.
Well, I feel so good about that, but do you have any Flash music to go with that?
I haven't. Do you want me to sing? I don't have anything Flash-like, though.
No.
What were we singing before the thing? Hey, mama, gonna get that groove, gonna make it smile, gonna make you move.
I don't think those are the lyrics.
No. The Katunkwit Town Council voted to bring back Old England Maker's distinctive frozen lemonade, replacing the popular vendor of the local product, Sled. lemonade, and then reversed their decision after a 100-person protest at Veterans Square on Monday. Eldred Stells, a protester on this on site, stated, "We were here doing the No Kings thing anyway, so once we got word of Sled Lemonade getting the shove from the council, we just switched focus for a 30-minute flash protest, and it seemed to work out great."
They were a flash mob.
They were a flash mob, and they changed it up. So they did have some success in their protesting. There you have it, from starting with the Catoctin Town Council voting. Very good. Good job. Good job. Who was his name? Who was this person? Eldred Stells, who was the protester. But I'm sure there were more than one. There was 100. All of you are to be commended for your great work. Keep on protesting. Things will change.
Fight the power.
That's right. We are the power. The power is in the numbers, I'm told. Thurston Welsonforth. Do you know this person?
I do not.
Do you know Thurston? Do you have any involvement with tennis?
None.
None.
No.
No. English professor, no tennis.
It's not my racket.
Thurston. See, that's a very funny pun. I liked it a lot. Thurston Welsonforth, formerly the popular tennis instructor from Catoctin, was arraigned on 5 counts of aggravated assault, having hit tennis balls at and striking an 87-year-old grandfather that drove onto the east end of the tennis court to pick up his granddaughter. Mr. Welsonforth struck the tennis balls with such force that the grandfather, who requested he remain anonymous, was concussed from a ball that hit him in the temple. Mr. Welsonforth, while being removed from the outdoor tennis facility where he conducts private tennis lessons daily, said, "I'm protecting the town's tennis facility. He was trespassing." The victim declined comment as to his odd parking choice. So I don't know who's at fault here.
Well, Mr. Welsonforth seems to have an anger management problem.
You sure you don't know him? You're a very active person.
He's probably a new tennis. I see there's people teaching tennis out there on the courts, but...
Do they pay anything to do that? They're just perpetually teaching tennis.
Somebody's paying them.
Well, I know, but they're not paying the town anything for the use of the facility. I know that. But, so it is.
Not connected to Parks and Rec, is he?
Oh, I don't think so. If he is, then there should be an investigation.
Yeah.
Thurston Welsonforth.
Or at least a job review. Right? Job
performance review for sure.
Yeah.
He's in the wrong racket.
JPR.
The Gallant family of Central North Road, owners of nearly 80 acres of landlocked continuous... You're going to like this. You're going to like this.
I am.
Both of you.
Okay.
Sure, because you care about the environment.
With 80 acres, do you get 2 mules?
Because... Why would you say?
Really, you get nothing is what you get.
It's a different equation, actually, because it was 140 acres and a mule.
No, it was
40 acres.
40 acres.
4-0.
4-0. So 80 acres get 2 mules. That is very, very, very funny. I like it. I like it a lot. Let's go back to it. The Gallant family of Central North Road, owners of nearly 80 acres of landlocked continuous property, I think it was contiguous property, have bequeathed their land to the town for the expense purpose of creating and the maintenance of a contiguous bike path linking town center with the most northern tip of Catoctin.
Very nice.
The property is estimated to be worth $18 million and will be the largest parcel of property bequeathed to the town. The Gallant family's contingency clauses require that the town sign a contract with a contractor before they will provide transfer of ownership to the town of Catoctin. Town Council President Callan Matrix of Tickleboro Street, an abutting property owner to the proposed bike path, said, let me say that again, an abutting property owner to the proposed bike path said, the town cannot engage a contractor without ownership. Therefore, we will not be pursuing this generous donation.
That sounds like our town.
There you go.
What? Say what? Of course they can.
Well, they're not going to because the town council president lives next door, apparently.
And by the way, he should have recused himself.
I don't know. I
Too
think it
close
was
to
a
the
woman.
action.
And I don't, fault this
Kellen Matrix is a
family
woman.
for doing that, because if they just give it to the town, there's nothing saying the town will ever follow through with putting the bike path there. So he should demand that the
True.
contractor is hired.
And let's get that bike path down that way. I mean, it's only going to take a narrow sliver. Perhaps 1 acre of the 80 is actually going to become a bike path. And let's get it started as a dirt bike path first and work our way up to macadam if it's going to be $1 million a mile.
Fly in every ointment.
There's ointment in every fly.
That's true too. The greasiness, at
And
least.
that's the good stuff, according to
Fly experts.
the book by, oh my goodness, my uncle.
Uncle Tanous.
No, I'm gonna have to. That's for another day. We're gonna talk about that. Never mind. Rick Stonefield has fled town and is thought to be living in Phuket, Thailand, as he sent a picture of himself. Wait a minute now. Let's just check this out. Stonefield was married to, who was that other character that was living here in town here? That real character of a woman. Sally. Remember Sally Stonefield?
Yep.
She just took off to Thailand and left her kids. And anyway, let's go back up. But Rick Stonefield, this is the husband of Sally, has fled town and is thought to be living in Phuket, Thailand, as he sent a picture of himself with a recent cover of the Katungwood Press while at a popular Phuket
Where in
beach.
the world?
His wife, Sally Stonefield, the Broadway and Hollywood actress, now living in Katungwood with her 3 children. I heard that's...
I
You know these people.
Yeah. I read something.
When asked by reporters as to Mr. Stonefield's whereabouts, as he was reported missing by her, to police officials just last week, said, "It's a nice place. I visited it there last February. I'm not expecting his return very soon, but he hasn't called, and I haven't any way to contact him. If you talk to him, tell him that the children miss him very much."
Wasn't there some writer stalking Sally Stone, whatever?
Yes.
Yes. The guy drank a lot of coffee and had a dog, maybe.
A dog.
Or
yes.
she had a dog.
Well,
One or
no.
the other had a dog.
There was
two
the
dogs.
writer had the dog,
Okay.
and there was that too. There's another story behind Sally. Sally
Wow.
gets around a little bit.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
And
Otherwise, I don't know what happens where you live.
no. Well, we didn't even mention that you live in the island south
I
of here.
live in that other place.
Yeah, Jamestown, the other Connecticut, we'd like to call it,
Yeah.
is south of here, and that's where Wayne lives. And I'm sure you have similar issues, but does Sally get over your way? She's certainly not taking care of her kids.
Previous to right now, I thought she wasn't real.
Oh my gosh, she's
So,
real.
She's real.
She shows up all the time.
So maybe I have seen her and didn't know.
Well, there's more to follow on all that. So you'll be advised of all this stuff at the next Katungwood Chronicles. Kate Letfeld caught an 11-pound tautog, which is also known as a blackfish, from the town dock on Japanese mud crab, using only 15-pound test line while using a freshwater rod and reel.
No.
Yes.
Wow.
Kate said, "I released the fish when I got it to shore, so I dragged it up onto the beach and revived the old white chinner," the 13-year-old said.
Kate is only 13.
She's 13, and she knew that term, that phrase, the old white chinner, because that's what my dad used to call
by
him.
her grandfather?
Apparently, yes.
They have the weirdest looking fish. I mean, the mouth.
They're so tasty.
They are
they're
tasty.
delicious.
They
I
look
know.
good, though. They look good in a really. If you're a dentist, they probably look like $1 million, right?
Yeah.
Right, because the teeth are kind of protruding, and they have the look of like an aged Shih Tzu that's its teeth are going to have to be extracted shortly thereafter. Yeah, that's a fun word to say, Shih Tzu,
Yeah.
if you're out there in radio land.
I think it's Shih Tzu, not Shih Tzu.
Well,
I've never heard Shih
Shih Tzu is probably
Tzu.
is when you have a Shih Tzu doing jiu-jitsu.
Or you could be, it could be defecating.
I think you said
they
that
often do.
purposely, didn't you?
They bark.
Shih Tzu.
They squeak and they bark. They yip, I would refer to it as, and then they
yap,
do
too.
a lot of shitting
They
too.
do yapping too.
Can you make the yipping sound?
That sounds more like a Shih Tzu.
Oh, the Shih Tzu does it like this.
We need
That's a
to do
different
more
one.
sound effects on this show.
Oh yeah. You need to get some sound effects.
We have
just,
Jay.
Just kidding.
James, right?
We have that one. We can only handle 4, so we have 4, like Bubbles.
I need.
James can
sound
only
effects.
handle 4.
James.
There are actually you have the option for 24.
What is that beautiful little device? What is that?
This is
Those
snore.
are sound effects left over from your that piece that we did.
Yeah, we did a radio show. I wrote a script about Governor Bialchi, who was on Governor Bialchi's funeral. Essentially, it's really about the people that lived in the town of Warren,
Yeah.
and he lived in Warren. You know who I'm talking
Yeah,
about?
yeah, the
Bialchi.
governor. Yeah, yeah.
And he ended
I
up
see the
he ended up
last-
attending his own funeral in the what is it called?
Coffin.
The coffin. Thank you for the word. And he actually he couldn't miss it, so he had to make a speech. That was fun. It was a fun show, but we had to have some snoring.
Amongst other things, yeah.
We have one more flash. Sorry. Katunka Press reports that Wednesday, September 24th, at 8 p.m. at the Narragansett Cafe of the nearby island of Jamestown, a new open mic night called Wednesday Night Live at the Ganny drew a Wednesday night audience. Wednesday night. That's the night where there's 3 guys and 2 women watching the Red Sox and having half a beer every 6 hours. It drew a Wednesday night audience of over 120 to witness the inaugural event. It was hugely successful, said Aubrey Dinton Synth, a patron at the bar. I come over here Wednesdays, and I usually just watch the Red Sox or the Bruins or the Celtics with a few other folks. But this was great. Very entertaining. I think it's Ms. Dinton said, I don't think Ms. Dinton says that in that manner. Perhaps she said it like this. It was hugely successful. I come here every Wednesday, and usually we just watch the Red Sox or the Bruins or the Celtics with a few other folks, but this was great, very entertaining. Ms. Dinton says.
So honest.
Expressed.
I thought she was just a heavy smoker.
That would be another way to say it.
I thought that she'd just gone clam digging.
I come here every Wednesday. I usually just watch the Red Sox or the Bruins or the Celtics with a few other folks, but this was great, very entertaining. The next Wednesday night live at the Genny will be October 15th. That's tomorrow, folks, from 8 to 10 p.m., but if you are to perform, sign up early.
Want to hear
7:30.
something extraordinary?
Yes.
Do we?
Always. Who's going to answer no to that?
Nice setup, I guess.
Will
but,
it kill me?
Yeah, I hope it won't let you down, but they invited me.
Oh, yeah.
Did they really?
Yeah, those open mic people invited me.
Wow. Are you going to go?
Well, I got to cross a bridge
Yes.
or swim
It's true.
or kayak.
No.
I'll bring a tent.
No.
Oh, Subway?
The Wednesday night live at the Ganny is at your place. It's over in your place.
I thought
At
it
the
was...
Ganny is
I thought
the
it was
Narragansett Cafe.
what
We don't
was
have
I-
a Ganny here.
What was I thinking? I thought it was over here.
You don't know nothing.
I thought you had a Ganny, too.
Yeah, well, we're Ganny-less.
Is your Ganny called pierogies? Now,
No.
What's your Ganny called?
It's called the Katunkwit Cafe.
Not the Dewdrop Inn.
It's a Katunkwit Cafe.
Oh,
It's right on
yeah.
Katunkwit.
Of course.
Katunkwit, Maine.
Did you do
Katunkwit,
anything
Maine.
original? You know, I mean, did you just copy Jamestown down the line?
Well, you know, Katunkwit is very different. Very different. Much
You
edgier.
tell me about it.
Much edgier place. And I think we're getting to an edge. And we have some bubbles. And not without any more ado, if there's such a thing, I'm going to read something called Gallant Gulls. And it is, I would presume it to be somewhat of a prose poem. Excuse me, all those voices I was doing, particularly the smoker voice, has me in a bit verklempt.
Did you know that was James?
No, I didn't.
James Allen. James Allen wrote this piece. It's called Gallant Gulls. I search skyward, unknown, to cloud town homes, broad-bearded, billowy faces, Rushmore's fleeting seconds, a mother's tear aloft in the atmosphere. Clouds clear and white mountains erase, blue sky erupts, buffered by treetops, framed by architectural shingled roofs. Neighbor's chimney, bordering tree fences, as darting sparrows or red cardinals, jays cross above me. Above all, gallant gulls circle. Spiral-winged specks, effortlessly turned, untethered, they rise and fall. Gravity weakens, thin air calls them higher, where they can forget, cool their white wings, sort a sorted world, calculate an incalculable current. They range higher, far from open Dorito bags, tuna salad sandwiches, half-discarded peaches, dead fish carcasses, dead seal remains, a man-child with a buzzing drone. Gulls fly far from landfills, fishing nets, low tides, degrading rat calls from lotion-laden children. They eventually must return, bob with a bag of chips, risk amputation in a bluefish boil, peck at scraps, caw with protective cries as they eat discarded fries until they return to clear, uninterrupted skies.
Did this come to you while lying on your beach towel at Katunkwit Cove
With you?
Beach? No, not with me.
You and me was there.
You know, like after you swim and then you lie in your towel to dry off. That's like a really good thinking time.
Yeah, it would have.
Except for
And
you
it
don't
did.
swim.
Except this happened to occur to me as I was lying in, I do have a pool. Not an expensive pool, the kind that you put away in the cellar in the winter.
Like a kiddie pool?
No, not that small. Like one that's 18 foot round. Well, you know,
4 feet deep?
58 inches, 56, 50, 54 inches, 54 inches deep. It's very nice. We love it.
I bet.
So I look, you're floating a lot, looking up, and there it is, those gulls that fly. And, they take a rest from the world. And I guess that's the point of all of it, right? There's no other reason for them to be half a mile up.
They're just enjoying themselves.
Yeah, I think it's just all about the glide.
I think they might be even sleeping.
Sleeping up there?
Or maybe meditating.
They could be dozing.
Because their world down here, it's all it's interspersed with
I think it's too
lots
dangerous
of
to sleep
Dorito
on the
chips,
ground.
Yeah.
Too dirty and too dangerous.
Yeah. That's my thought of it anyway. That's what I was thinking about when I wrote it. However, it would have been, natural for me. Some of it came from experiences with my own children, right? Because my daughter would be incensed that this animal, this flying, she called them flying rats, would try to take her tuna fish salad sandwich, in her Dorito bag. And she would run at them full pace, and she's pretty quick. And she was just a little girl, right? And that was what came to mind there. But they have to deal with lots of things.
But do you think that would have ever happened with the Dorito bag or any other food, the tuna fish sandwich, whatever, if humans hadn't started feeding them first, like tossing stuff out to them, that because they thought that was cute? I don't blame it on the gull. That's my point.
Oh, I wouldn't blame it on the gull, but I don't think it needed to be precipitated by people feeding them because, they come down and they see things.
Because
and
they're indiscriminate eaters?
Yeah, because they're
Wild. Scavengers.
Yeah,
okay.
And especially tuna fish sandwich is pretty potent smell, right?
And how does anybody, stay away from that?
Unless you really stay away from that.
So true.
It's not anything a loose dog on the beach wouldn't do also.
Yeah.
I mean, they might not go for Doritos, but a tuna fish sandwich?
Oh, my dog. My dog goes for anything.
I know your dog.
Yeah.
Yes. Bowled me over one time as I tried to traverse through the yard.
Oh, that time you came over to the island?
Came over to your house in front of a poetry event or something, and there was a charging.
He was very excited.
He was very young at the time.
Yeah, he was
just a puppy.
Just a pup.
So was my daughter. She was just a little person, and she didn't understand the plight of the flying rat.
I think you do a good job ennobling the seagull in that poem.
Well, that was my intent. Ennobling also this practice of flying above and circling. That was important to me as we go forward here. So that's all for today on that. I was doing my best impression of Leonard Bernstein there, directing the fanfare music. And as I was doing that, there were two people in this room that backed off because I was getting way too far into it. But here we are again, back to where we are again. And you know where we are? At that point in the show where we could do two things. We could hear some more flash fiction, which I think we should. I think that would be the best course of action. Or we could express something about BS or not. Which would you prefer? I think I'd like to hear some more stuff. Would you?
Yeah, absolutely.
I've got an older one.
Yes, for old people. You'll have to leave, Ashlyn.
It does involve an old person.
Make sure you speak into that black thing there, or you'll be in trouble.
Yeah. All right.
There's just to express what's happening here. There's a removal of
many sticky notes in his book.
Yes. He's fully ready now.
Okay, here we go. And
the title?
Good.
Much better.
Okay. New skin for an old boy. The spring suits from my late uncle sure came in handy. Auntie couldn't have been nicer. Imagine the old gal handing me a closet full of finely tailored clothes just for crossing a few T's and dotting a few I's on Henry's homemade will. Just look this over, will you, Norman, dear? She had said. You know your Uncle Henry. I knew my Uncle Henry very well. I liked him, and I knew he was a man who preferred to do most things himself. What's hard already? He'd ask me when I'd stop by his workshop to borrow a tool or make sure he wasn't trying to defy death in 1,000 different ways. It's just an engine block, you might say, of something large, metal, and murderous, hanging on a hoist over the open chest of a car. Hold it steady while I tighten. No, look, you have to get underneath. Then he'd put a hand on it, freeze it in mid-spin. See? Like that, steady. Maybe it was because his life as an insurance man was so buttoned down that he pushed the limits of human strength when he wasn't calculating other people's risk or examining actuary tables. He was thorough, too. I hadn't worried about his paperwork, but Auntie was nervous about it. What could I say to her but, of course, I'll look. Just between you and me, she had added in a whisper. Hush, hush. Sure, I said. At first, wearing his neat pinstripes, seersuckers, and sharkskins, all crisp and pleated, got me noticed. Tastemakers down at the firm applauded all around. You know, nothing makes a suit stand up and take notice like another suit. So it was probably unwise to mention to Stevens or anyone else at the office that the clothes had been made for another man. My admission, if one could call it that, just slipped out. Water cooler talk, just a couple of boys killing time. I don't know why, really, but I was feeling full of myself, hearty, robust. I was wearing an ice blue sharkskin suit, no vest, circa 1966, when Stevens said he liked the jacket. That's a nice cut, Norm, he said. A little retro, but right. Thank you, I said, easing into the conversation. You know, it's remarkable, Sam. What's that, he said. And then I let it slip. I wasn't thinking about anything but the phenomenon of coincidence. Why, I said the notion that one man's clothes, that is, clothes specifically designed to fit another man, could fit me so well. What do you think? That's kismet, right? Kismet to me, but not to Sam Stevens, apparently, who turned frosty. I see, he huffed, and walked away. Then I made a remark. It started as a pulse, really. I could feel it undulate from the knot of my tie to my vocal cords. Don't go away mad, I said after him. What was that, he said? I said, don't go away mad, Sam. You can figure out the rest. I probably don't have to tell you that he kept right on walking to his office. In the time it takes to power up and fire off an email, what had been viewed by my partners as a stab at refinement, a touch of class, and good old American go-for-it spirit was now under review as recycling. And while that may be considered politically correct in some circles, it did not fit well with the movers and shakers at Upton, Frank, and Stern. So I traded them away. That's right, I gave them up to various gristle-faced men and needy persons I met on the street. One by one, I swapped my things for theirs. Then I began to wear the things I got in exchange to work. Why not? If they could stand to washing, I could stand to wear them. Well, upon seeing me in polyester jackets and ripped denims, my colleagues thought I must be doing detective work for one of my clients. You know, undercover stuff. Stevens, now the boldest among them, took me aside one day and said, Look here, I don't mean to tell you your business. Then tell me what you mean to tell me, I parried. He blinked once and started up again. As I was saying, I don't mean to tell you your business, but you ought to get a PI for whatever it is you're doing. You're embarrassing the firm. In one of my street transactions, I acquired a straw hat, a sporty little chapeau that featured at the top a patch of artificial turf with a plastic golf ball nestled right in the middle, like a little bird in a nest. Beautiful. The whole business, the hat, coffee-stained and grease-blotted leisure suits, the white belts and motley tennis shoes, earned me the kind of recognition I never could have imagined. Instead of corporations, I went to work for the guy who sold me my newspaper in the morning and the other people I saw every day. It felt good. It was like being handed a map of the human heart. The map was a puzzle that held some secret that everybody needed to hear, but I was the one with the 3-day head start. I was the one tumbling to the clues. Everybody trusted me. They brought me coffee and donuts. Eventually, I quit the firm, started my own practice, and signed a television contract for free legal advice, a free legal advice call-in show. And it kept feeling good, all of it, like being reborn. You know, like an old boy putting on a brand new skin.
Nice.
Oh, so good. So many moments in there that I love. Could you explain the word kismet?
Kismet, good luck, good fortune.
Kismet is good fortune.
Or it's meant to be.
Yeah, inevitably good, right?
Yes. Lovely.
So where does a story like that come from? Like, what was the spark?
I knew a guy. I worked with this fellow. This is when I think I was working on my master's degree, and I was working at a group home for mentally handicapped adults, and he was a colleague, and it was a moonlight job for him. He had another full-time job in social service, so he was a really ambitious guy, or ambitious is probably the wrong word. He was a hardworking guy who really liked people. So, and he died. He had a heart attack, like at the age of 48. I mean, he was very young, and his mom called like us to the place, his apartment, met us there, and offered us his clothes. And I was and my boss at the time.
I have clothes.
My boss at the time was like, Wayne, you look good in that. So I was like, okay. And then I started feeling like, oh, okay, there must be some power, There's something about these clothes, So they're making me feel good. And
yes.
So then I wrote that story.
Nice.
It's lovely. Love it. Whenever I'm listening to a story, a lot of times it takes me a while to get into the flow of the story. And initially, there was a reference to a legal document, and it had been changed.
Well, actually, his late uncle had written his own will.
Okay.
But his aunt didn't trust it entirely, so that he wanted the narrator to check it, because the narrator's obviously a lawyer.
Okay. I didn't know if the narrator went in and made a change so he could get the clothes.
No. That's cool, but no.
I like that story very much.
That was sort of bartered.
And of course, we're introduced in that story, the audience is, to Norman Winters, and that's the Book of Norman's principal character.
Right.
Who was, can I read something? Because I think I wrote something about your book on the back of the book. I didn't write it in shorthand. I was asked to write something about the book, and I did write something. And it says,
very nice what you wrote.
I wrote, with Wayne Kresser's new collection of short stories, The Book of Norman, the reader experiences the principal character Norman's innermost angsts, and hears his nuanced, self-deprecating tone that lives in Kresser's extraordinary, expressive dialogue. So true. Kresser builds his world effectively, setting his work in a small, charming island community. Despite bucolic surroundings, there remains an ever-present subtext of struggle for Norman, a lifelong composite of conflict that looms from the opening of this series of Norman stories and follows through to conclusion. This is clearly Kresser's finest work. I loved each of these tightly written stories. And I wrote that. And I'm great. And Kresser is great because of me.
We are both great.
You made him famous.
Yeah, you have helped. You have helped enormously.
Well, that was a really fun thing to do, and it was such an honor to be asked, truthfully. But as I read it and I was reading it, I realized just how self-aggrandizing it all was. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think, it might be fun to hear another one after we do a little bit of BS.
Okay.
Let's do some BS first, because it's all fun and games until somebody loses an eye. I was going to start us off with National Day. And we were supposed to be recording 7 days ago on the 8th. And we were disengaged by the open house here at the studio. We happened to be coupling with a small school, and the school decided that they wanted the parents to come in and have the teachers tell them just how wonderful their children are. So we subsequently had to shut down operations for a week. But on October 8th, there were some national days that we need to discuss. Do you know that on October 8th, there was National Curves Day, a day to embrace your body and celebrate curves? Did anyone have that experience on the 8th?
That's the first I've heard of that.
I noticed that my body has become way too heavy, and I'm going with the idea that muscle weighs more than fat.
That is true.
Well, that's a scientific fact.
Okay.
But nobody mentioned
Nobody mentioned your curves.
not my curves, or I don't even think I heard anybody use that word that day.
Celebrate curves.
Yeah.
I'll have to ask Eva if she had any interest in my curves on that day. She won't remember. It was Canadian Beer Day, a day to enjoy Canadian beers.
Ooh.
Can we enjoy them, or are they heavily tariffed?
No, we cannot enjoy them anymore. No, or Canadian whiskeys. Terrible tariff thing. I think it all kicked in today.
Today.
Yeah. National Emergency Nurses Day, a day to honor the dedication of emergency nurses, which, we can only continually, I think that's every day.
Yeah, I'm in awe.
I am. Because they don't freak out like I would.
Are these emergency room nurses, or are they nurses you call when there's an emergency?
Sounds like
I think that's a technical question that we don't ask on this
I
show.
thought I heard emergency room. I
didn't throw in the room, but I'm going to say they are in the room where the emergency is taking place. Yes.
Regardless, nurses.
Yeah, that was a good question, though. We'll get back to you on that one. National Pierogi Day, which I love. Now, I could go for that. I didn't know it. I did make glumpkies recently.
Ah.
I made deconstructed glumpki.
Oh, so you didn't wrap it.
I didn't wrap it, but you know what? Just
is
as good.
What is a galumpki?
Okay, so
It's different than a pierogi. I
Yes,
know what
it
a
is.
pierogi is.
it's stuffed cabbage, but it's a way to make it. Do you want me to tell you?
It's delicious.
It's different than normal stuffed cabbage?
What do you stuff your cabbage with? Rice and meat
and rice.
And do you put garlic, and then you have a special sauce, though. I put special sauce on mine. It's not a straight tomato sauce.
Is it Polish?
It's Polish.
It a Polish sauce?
Yeah, the Polish sauce has a little sweet to it in it.
I don't usually make stuffed cabbage, but my mother used to make it. Maybe that was a German way to make it.
So good. It was great. I really liked it.
Cabbage is awesome.
I know. It should be National Cabbage Day.
Yeah.
I really believe that's true.
Celebrate the cabbage.
Now, pierogi is different than a glumpki.
Well, a pierogi is like a dumpling.
It is. And I've had pierogis that had pork and cabbage in them, and they were really good. But the regular the cheese,
Well, you can get vegetarian
yeah,
pierogies.
sure. You
all
can do a lot
kinds
of
of
things.
There's a
all manner of
food
pierogies.
truck that's out and about that sells pierogies.
Yeah.
Maybe over at Fort Adams while you were sleeping. Did you wake up to the pierogi
No,
person?
there wasn't an event going on when I woke up. Had there been, I probably would have snuck into the fort to order some breakfast
Are you a sneaker?
pierogies.
Are you a sneaker? Do you sneak into weddings and stuff?
Not weddings.
Did we talk about this?
I have snuck into some events, but not weddings.
I've gone to a wedding and snuck into, this is good, like a 40th reunion, and I was only maybe in my 20s, 30s with my wife. And we were like, this is going nowhere, this whole wedding thing. So we went downstairs, and they were having another thing. And we got badges, and we didn't look anything like the people that we took the badges, because they weren't there, they weren't coming. So we just said, okay, we'll take these two. And we had free drinks and got to know a bunch of people that we'll never see again.
Well, you can do that at those function rooms, right? Like,
yes.
Like the Venus de Milo.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can go to.
You can make a career
You
of
can go to your thing and then skip out and go to.
Yeah, because it's not like they have strict security.
They don't check you at the
and
door.
if you get a movie, if you get a movie camera, you can make a movie and make $1 trillion. Oh, it was Alvin C. York Day, also, a day to celebrate the life and legacy of Alvin C. York, a
Gary
prominent
Cooper.
American football player, which I, would have never known.
Alvin C. York,
Yeah.
not the World War I hero?
No, he was a prominent American football player.
Not
Oh,
Sergeant
Sergeant York.
Not
That's
the
a
same?
different one.
That's a
I don't
different
think his
York?
name was Alvin C. York.
Oh,
Well, let's do some research on that.
I like that, though.
Another day.
I didn't know that football guy. He's a college football player.
Okay, yeah, that's good.
Did he play for LaSalle?
Very unlikely. Probably Notre Dame. Okay, so we're going to go with is it BS or not? Here we go. And now another person that you're aware of. Both of you likely know this person. Robert Tinglesmith has served as the town of Catunquit's Paul Revere riding headless horseman each Halloween. You know this guy? Of course you do. For 37 years he's done this. When asked by local officials why he includes Paul Revere and infamous headless horseman of Sleepy Hollow in his act, he responded, "Local schools aren't teaching history, social studies, or civics anymore, so I find it every opportunity to bring a little of all these curricula to the event, on a night when I have the complete attention of every child in Catunquit. Is it bullshit or is it not?"
I'm going to say it's bullshit because at least at this Catunquit school, they're still teaching history and social studies and civics.
I believe that's true, that these things are being taught, but maybe not to Mr. Blah Blah's satisfaction.
Tinglesmith?
Tinglesmith?
Robert Tinglesmith.
Now, Tinglesmith wants to combine Washington Irving with American history. Is that the deal?
No,
The headless
Paul Revere's ride.
And the Headless Horseman,
And
right?
Headless Horseman.
Yeah, so that
Yeah.
So you're right.
So that's, so okay.
Well, the Headless
So-
Horseman is Sleepy Hollow, right?
Yeah, Legend
Right.
of Sleepy Hollow
Of
by,
course, that is not social studies.
that is
or-
literature.
Yes.
Washington Irving wrote it. Okay, so
Thank you for
if it's BS,
clarifying
and
that.
it probably is BS, I applaud the combination of disciplines. An interdisciplinary moment from Mr. Fictitious Tinglesmith.
Well, I have to say that none other than Wayne Cresser has found my bullshit-ometer, and it's riding pretty high right now. This is entirely bullshit.
But I was beaten to the punch by
Yes.
Ashley.
I had to defend the local schools.
Well, that was one thing that I had not anticipated, that you would defend the schools. However, and know the curriculum too, so that's good. I'm glad you do. And also, Robert Tinglesmith is a real person. We know that, and he does the Headless Horseman ride, but he doesn't combine it with Paul Revere. So that is the part that's true. Okay, down at Fort
Always
Peck.
the best BS things have a
grain of
grain
truth.
of truth, right? That's how you suck them
True.
in.
And his rides have been in other communities, if you know. They do it in Coventry, I believe, and other places. Charlestown down at Ninegret.
Coventry seems like a good place for a headless horseman ride, doesn't
Right.
it?
It does, yeah.
It's not as many street lights.
I don't know if our
dark.
town council would go with it in Jamestown. They don't like a lot of things.
I think a white horse with a headless horseman riding down, the main streets during Gray Green Road there, and the other one,
You can get
Blue Green Road, right? And
I think Coventry's just born for it, born to it.
okay, let's let them continue that without us. However,
Windy, windy
I think it would be pretty cool. Like, that would scare
I think
a lot of kids.
Yeah, there are a couple of dips on the island where the fog settles. You really want to come riding out of that fog.
Oh yeah.
Well, the fire department in our town of Catunquit, they're right on Catunquit, Maine, and they provide plenty of fog with the fog machine that night. All the bubbles and all that other shit that we shouldn't be breathing.
Foam for the kids.
Yeah. So, do you have a bullshit or not, young Ashlyn Camargue?
Let's see.
Champion of all things in all sizes.
All right, I'll give you a bullshit or not. In 1901, a woman and her dog sealed themselves in a barrel and went over Niagara Falls. And they died, or actually, I should say, she died because she had an air hole in the barrel and her dog stuck his nose in the air hole so he could breathe.
Dog is a man's best friend, and that should apply to women too. I don't know. I don't know if a dog would do that. So weird. It's so crazy. It might be true.
It's bullshit. Absolute bullshit.
I'm going to say it's true.
It's true.
How do they know that the dog was the dog?
I guess
was
they
in charge
know
of
that
the
she
death?
suffocated, and when they found them, the dog was breathing through had stuffed its. A dog nose is a perfect plug for a hole.
She
you can
was
imagine.
not kind enough to that dog.
No, well, I mean,
And truthfully,
you shouldn't take somebody who doesn't have full understanding of what you're planning to do over the falls with you.
Oh,
No.
probably not. That's probably
full
not wise.
understanding. There was a lack of understanding on both parts. Now, on that though, with the dog, did they execute the dog for murder?
I don't know, but I don't think you could do that.
And Wayne,
Yeah.
from the other island there,
Yeah.
Connecticut, are you prepared for a bullshit?
Well,
or not?
yeah, I am.
Whoa.
Yeah, I have a story.
Most of our guests, they just fail to.
Oh, come on. No, this crazy thing happened to me.
Oh, there you go. It's true.
It's true.
Well, if you,
Maybe you're setting us up.
Maybe. I don't know, but I was at our town beach.
Wait a minute, before you start, how do you keep your hair? You have really nice hair. I mean, you too, Ashlyn. I mean, I'm jealous because I don't have hair, but your hair remains golden and blonde. What's up with that at this advanced stage?
It won't be in another month.
Okay.
It'll be white again.
Okay.
This is weird thing that happens in the summertime. But speaking of that, I'm in the water at our town beach, Mackerel Cove Beach.
Yeah.
Maybe you've been there. Maybe you've heard of it.
Oh, Jamestown's beach. Yeah.
Yes. I'm in
Yes.
in the water, splash. I'm happy as Larry because it's a beautiful day, splashing around, throwing myself in front of what little waves there are. But the waves are coming up. We had some wind that afternoon, and I go late in the afternoon, and it's the tide is coming in briskly, and I'm throwing myself in front of these waves, and I want to plant my feet right. I want to get in position. I want to be firm. So I look down at my feet. What do you think I see down there? A lobster. That's right, a lobster. Mm-hmm. A lobster crawling along the ocean floor. Mm. Now, not close enough to threaten me, but a lobster. It's a greenish kind of lobster. Mm-hmm. It's about 10 inches long, maybe, and it's just kind of trying to burrow itself into the bottom there. And I watch it slowly scuttling along and slowly doing that. It was a wondrous thing.
What is the legal size for a lobster?
Well, let's finish this, though. Is it bullshit or not, you have to say?
You have to say.
No, you have to ask us, is it
You have to
bullshit
ask
or
us,
not?
bullshit.
Okay. Is that a true story or not?
It is a true story. I'll tell you why I know. Well, after. It's a true story.
I mean, it's kind of unlikely. I've seen blue crabs at that beach, but why not? I'm going to go with true.
I have to say that my close friend happened to be working for me as a lifeguard at that beach when I was working there a long time ago. I used to work over at the next island, and I was their Parks and Recreation Director, so I had the responsibility to take care of the, you probably know these guys, the gals that are doing all the recreation shit, the park stuff. So I had lifeguards, that I used to try to encourage to sit in the chairs and not talk to one another. And he discovered that along, that set of pipes that runs out on the left side that used to be the sewer pipe, right where
that's
the
where all
beach
the blue crabs are.
Well, that's where the lobsters live, in the pipe. And he went out there at night with scuba, or maybe he was snorkeling. He was snorkeling at a low tide, and he had a bag, and he caught a whole bunch of lobsters, and we had lobsters.
I'm so glad you bought that story
Yeah.
because it's BS. It never
Well,
happened.
It did happen. It didn't happen to you.
No, it did happen to me, but it didn't happen there. It happened. It happened up in Canada just a couple weeks ago.
Oh, nice.
That's why it's so fresh in my mind.
That's where all the
What's
lobsters
the water
are.
temperature in Canada?
Oh,
Chilly.
we stopped to take a hike. We were driving a Tesla. This, my lovely wife Nancy bought that car before anybody realized what a monster Elon Musk is. But can I say that? Yeah, I did.
Sure.
I don't care. I own it.
I don't
we
think
own the
anybody
Tesla
would
too,
disagree in this
but
room.
we had to coordinate our stops along the Cabot Trail up on Cape Breton Island. We had to coordinate the stops with chargers, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'll say this about Cape Breton Island: they're set up pretty well, right? Because you get charge anxiety when you drive a Tesla, especially in remote places. So anyway,
Is that because excuse me, let me interrupt. So there's a
You
moment.
don't know if people are going to throw blood on
Exactly.
your vehicle.
no, it's range. It's range anxiety. You just don't know how long the
Gotcha.
power's going to last. So we stopped at this place called Black Brook Cove, and to take a hike. We were with some other people. They were traveling with us. 4 of us hiked down to this beach. Beautiful beach. I mean, just gorgeous beach. And I was the only one who dipped, because I said before I left, I told everybody I was going to swim up there, so I had to follow through. And that's when it happened. And it was, the water was cold, but I got used to it. I stayed in there for a while, and there were good waves there.
Oh, that's
really,
cool.
really good waves.
I just glanced at the time, and it says here, check time here. So I'm checking time, and we don't have a time for another flash fiction yet, but we're going to ask you back for another week. Can you come back next week?
Or we could go to Jamestown and listen to him read at the open mic if he's going.
Well,
I'm definitely going. Are you gonna read?
Tomorrow night?
Yeah.
As I said, game time decision, James,
Okay.
because we have my granddaughter.
You
So
mentioned that.
we'll see.
That's right.
We'll
You
see.
can bring
but
your granddaughter to the Ganny.
She's just 3. And
They have French fries there.
Well,
I would.
is it okay for me to?
I'll come back.
Yeah, I'd love you to
it.
come back. We
It's
had a
so
great
fun.
time together, and you have a lot more to tell us. And we have more
maybe.
to make fun of you about.
Yeah.
So I think that would be a good time for us to thank the URI Launch Lab, Brian Smith, the program coordinator, and his boss, Keith Rinaldi, Director of Innovation and Entrepreneurship, for assisting us with everything we're doing here. And they've been proponents of this project from the start. We are so grateful for both Brian and Keith's support, and the University of Rhode Island for their support of innovators and those that want to launch something and just follow through. And I think that we've done a lot of following through thus far. So it's that time where we usually say goodbye, and we're close to saying goodbye. Do you have anything else you want to add to the show here?
Me right
Yes,
now?
yeah,
No,
you.
just thank you.
And then we're going to ask Ashlyn to look at her monitor, and then we're going to leave pretty soon.
Thanks.
Are we ready to go? Well, yeah, thanks for coming. That was a lot of fun. And, if we're ready to wrap up, I just want to remind you, James, to pick up that sweat-filled, brow-mopping rag over there and take it home. Otherwise, we'll be kicked out for good.
Yeah, that's true. I'm sorry about that. So we're going to say goodbye. But, did you bring one too? It's gross. I don't know. Let's all just put them in bags
Yeah,
and get out of here.
I'll get it. I'll
Bye.
get it right now. Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.